Today for our second grade math lesson, we will be working in Unit 2, lesson number 1. In this lesson, we will explore ones, tens, and hundreds. Let's get started. Today, we will be using a hundreds chart. Have you ever seen a hundreds chart before? You might have seen this same chart when you were in first grade. This chart counts all the way from the number 1 and ends at the number 100. Let's take a look and see what kinds of things we notice about the chart. My first noticing is that it starts at number 1 and each row starts to count down from 1 to 10, 11 to 20, and so on. Every row we count down on this hundreds chart. Another thing that I am noticing is that if you look at the very bottom row of the hundreds chart, I'm seeing that they are all counting by tens. Can you count with me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Wow, so this hundreds chart really does have 100 numbers on it. I'm also noticing that each row gets bigger. For instance, in the first row, I only have the numbers from 1 to 10. When I look in the second row, all of my numbers have a 1 in the front. That means that these numbers have 110. But then at the bottom, after 110, I jump to 2 tens. If you look on the next row, all of these numbers have 2 tens. And then guess what they jump to? 3 tens. Very nice. So in all of these different rows, the different numbers start with something that gets bigger. So I go from just having single numbers to numbers with 110, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, and 9 tens. And then last but not least, we have 100, which is 10 tens. So that is why that is the last number on our hundreds chart. If your teacher has a hundreds chart at your school, or maybe you might have one of your own, take a look and see if you can find any noticings about your hundreds chart to see what we can find. On the back of your math board, you will see some dots that look like this. I have taken a little snippet of the dots so that we can take a look at them. Now, when I represent numbers, I use them in 3 different ways. I can represent numbers in ones, tens, and hundreds. Now, ones are the smallest of the numbers that we will use this year. When I have 1, it is just 1 dot. It's very simple and very easy to make. When I have 10, that means I put 10 of those ones together like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, can you imagine drawing a bunch of tens? That would take me forever. So here's a good trick when I need to draw a 10. Instead of coloring in 10 dots, what we can do is just draw 1 10 stick, just like that. It's very simple and very easy. If I had to draw all those circles, it sure would take me a long time. And the last and biggest number that we're going to be using for now are the hundreds. Let's use 10 sticks to count to 100. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now, just like the tens, could you imagine making many hundreds and having to draw all of those lines? That is going to take me forever. So let me show you another trick to show 100. Instead of drawing all those lines of 10 sticks, watch what I can do. I can represent 100 just with a square. We don't need to draw all of those lines. We can just draw the outline of a square to represent 100. These are tools that we like to call quick draws. They don't take a lot of time and they're very easy shapes to draw. We have the ones, the tens, or sometimes we call them 10 sticks. That's what I do. And there's also the quick hundreds. They're easy and they're quick. You can practice these at home too. Just to review, when I work on a quick draw, to represent the ones, I use a circle. In my class, we like to use a circle that looks like this. You can also show it with a little filled in circle like that. What we do not want to do is just dab our pencil on our paper because it's not going to be big enough and we might not see it. So if you're going to do a filled in circle, make sure it's big enough that you and your teacher can see it. To show a 10, all we need to do is draw a 10 stick. And to show 100, we just draw a square to represent 100 or 10 tens. These are our quick draw reminders. Let's practice making a few quick draws. Down here, you can see our number is 45. 40 is in the tens place. 5 is in the ones place. Let's go ahead and make our drawing. I always like to start with the biggest part of the number. Tens are bigger than ones. So let's draw our 4 tens. Let's count as we draw. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, so I have 40 and I need 5 ones. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. And there is my quick draw. It took me less than a minute, probably less than 30 seconds. It's very easy to do. And just like the name says, I can do it quickly. The next number is 87. 87. That means that I have 8 tens and 7 ones. Now, for this drawing, we have something special to do. If I'm drawing 8 tens, I want to organize those tens. Here's why. If I just jumble the 8 tens together and go like this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, they're very hard to count quickly. And since I want this to be quick, I need a good strategy. So when I have large numbers, I want to find groups of 5. 5 is my magic number today. So watch what I'm going to do with 87. Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's 5 tens. 60, 70, 80. So I put 5 on the top, then I dropped down to do the rest. I still have 80, and let's do the same with our 7 ones. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. So when I have numbers that are larger than 5, like 8 tens and 7 ones, I want to use good organizing to show my drawing in a nice, neat way. Let's practice one more quick draw together. 139. Now in this number, I have 100. 139. Let's go ahead and draw it. So let's draw our 100 first. 100, 110, 120, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139. So I drew my 100 first since it is the largest. Then I went to my tens. I have 3 tens and 9 ones. Since I have 9 ones, I had to use my organizing skills to draw them in groups of 5. Make sure that you practice making these quick draws with your numbers at home.